Bros, we are back once again with 7 commanders and 1 deck. Is this a 2 girls, 1 cup type situation? No. That's a whole different video, brother. This is $40, all you got. It's all your money in the world, man. You want to take somebody to the movies? Too bad. You only got 40 bucks. Or do you want to build a Rakdos Commander Aristocrats deck? Sometimes you want to mix it up. You want to switch commanders. Variety is the spice of life, and that's dinner, brother. We're talking about food now. And the hyenas are eating good because I got you covered. Final Fantasy's like a month and a half away, so we gotta do something in the meantime. You know, so let's talk about a Rakdos Commander deck. But first, subscribe to the channel, brother. We have budget decks. We have a resourceful Discord full of very smart dudes in there. We have Patreon. We have YouTube memberships below. Thanks to all the patrons and the members and the Discord desperados. You guys are amazing. Aristocrats. So Aristocrats is a very resilient strategy for your commander decks. Basically, what you do is you pack your deck full of token generators, instant speed sacrifice outlets, and payoffs, and then you kill all your dudes, you know? Pay that off with drain effects, draw effects, some light reanimator, and you're off to the races. It's a good strategy to build around for a few reasons. First off, you want your creatures to die. So a board wipe goes off, you're advancing your game plan. If you have instant speed sacrifice outlets, you can respond to any targeted removal by sacrificing your guys for fun and profit. Since we are relying on drain to close out the game, an Aristocrat strategy doesn't rely on combat. There are so many decks that limit your ability to do combat, you know, either through overwhelming blockers, tax effects, goad effects, all that gross stuff. We don't care, man. You build your board, then you kill it off. No attacks are necessary. So let's take a look at the commanders here. These are all interchangeable if you want to spice up your life a little bit. First off, we have Jury, Master of the Review. Black and red, legendary creature, human shaman. It's a 1/1. Whenever you sacrifice a permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on Jury. When Jury dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. Jury is a very powerful card. It's a permanent. And that's treasures too, brother. So if you're sacrificing treasures, making treasures, Jury's gonna go off. But it's also tokens, myriad landscape, all that fun stuff. Get some goblin tokens out there, sacrifice them, get Jury big enough, and then sacrifice Jury. You know, thinking about it, it might be pronounced Yuri. I've been playing a lot of Finnish games, Remedy Entertainment. If you ever play those guys, that Alan Wake and Control, fantastic games, man, but there's a lot of Finnish pronunciations in there. Anyways, we got Judith, the Scourge Diva, 1 black and a red, legendary creature, human shaman. It's a 2/2. Other creatures you control get +1/+0, and whenever a non-token creature you control dies, Judith deals 1 damage to any target. She looks like Lady Gaga in some of the art here. I'm not gonna lie about it, but that makes sense, you know, with her character. It's a bit of a different flavor. This doesn't necessarily play nice with tokens, but listen, take a look at most of your token producers. They hate ETB, and they make some little dudes like Sling Gang Lieutenant. Stuff like that. Siege Gang Commander. He's a non-token, but he comes in, makes 2 little dudes. And with Judith out there, those tokens get a little bigger, so you get that bonus. Now take a look at this monster, Orca the Siege Demon. 7 mana, legendary creature demon. It's a 5/5, has trample. Whenever another creature dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Orca, and when it dies, it deals damage equal to its power divided as you choose among any number of targets. So that's all creatures, even creatures your opponents control, brother. Build your board, get Orca out there, and you're sacrificing all your stuff. And then Orca, and it's a lot of damage. I like how this guy is smashing the system. Literally, he hates that building, dude. It's probably tax and finance, man. It represents the patriarchy, and we're smashing it, dude. What about this guy? Spice up your life a little bit. Take your wife out for a whole backwards hand massage with Mahadi Emporium Master. This guy's 1 black and a red, legendary creature devil. Used to be a cat devil, but he de-identified himself. A wizard did it for him. It's a 3/3. At the beginning of your end step, create a treasure token for each creature that died this turn. Welcome to the Wandering Emporium. Feel free to browse the bazaar. We have everything a lost soul could want, need, or afford. Sorry, had to do that. Mahadi is powerful. It's a great setup card. Those artifacts, those treasures, synergize with a fair number of our payoffs, as illustrated by Jury above. Or, as your commander or one of the 99, you can slot in Garna Bloodfist of Keld. 1 black and 2 red. It's 4 mana for a legendary creature, human berserker. It's a 4/3. Whenever another creature you control dies, draw a card if it was attacking. Otherwise, Garna deals 1 damage to each opponent. Keldons live for the fervor of battle, as eager to receive the scars as they are to give them. Garna's a diesel card, just clubbing Phyrexians to death and then going out to the club with the rest of the Spice Girls, dude. Attack with a token, sacrifice it, draw some cards. But even if they die to some other calamity, Garna pays that off too with some drain. Blood fisting, that's what I always say. People are like, what are you doing today? I say blood fisting, brother. How about some sacrifice outlets on some legends to get the ball rolling out there with Hidetsugu, Devouring Chaos. It's probably Hidetsugu. It's 3 and a black for a legendary creature, Ogre Demon. It's a 4/4, has black, sack a creature, scry 2, and 2 and a red tap, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. When you exile a non-land card this way, Hidetsugu deals damage equal to the exiled card's mana value at any target. This card, I've always had to think for the art, you know. He's suitably menacing, looks like he's doing a little steroids out there. He's got that Trenbolone bubble gut. This guy's a scry engine, and a value machine, and a damage dealer, and a sack outlet. It's 1 black mana though, which holds it back a little bit. Alright, and as our 7th commander we have Ayara, Widow of the Realm. 1 black, legendary creature, elf noble. It's a 3/3. Has tap, sacrifice another creature or artifact. Ayara deals X damage to target opponent or battle, and you gain X life, where X is the sacrifice permanent's mana value. Has 5 and a red Phyrexian, transform it, activate only as a sorcery. Ayara Furnace Queen. So this is a Phyrexian elf noble. It's just a big old monster, dude. At the beginning of combat on your turn, return up to 1 target artifact or creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Gains haste, exile it at the beginning of the next end step. Huge fan of Ayara. This is kind of its own build around, but like we talked about earlier, the main purpose of cards like Siege Gang Commander is to come in and make some tokens. Ayara uses that beef and mana value from that guy to deal some decent damage. Later in the game, transform it, get those sacrificed creatures right back. And that's 7 commanders, brother. Switch them out at your convenience. You know, roll a dice at the beginning of the game and say, oh, hey, you know, I'm going to have a random commander this game. An Aristocrats deck has 3 main components: token generators, the sacrifice outlets, and the drain effects. You build this intricate little board and then tear it all down like a toddler with a big bag of foam blocks. Now let's highlight some token producers here. The Ophiomancer. This card used to be a little pricey. It's down to like 35 cents. 2 and a black for a creature human shaman. It's a 2/2. At the beginning of each upkeep, if you control no snakes, create a 1/1 black snake creature token with death touch. She's doing that ancient magic out there, man. I love how affordable this card is. Makes a great little blocker, and if you have instant speed sacrifice outlets, you can generate value every upkeep, not just on your upkeep. It says at the beginning of each upkeep. Chittering Witch, are you kidding me, man? 3 and a black, creature human warlock. It's a 2/2. When this creature enters, create a number of 1/1 black rat creature tokens equal to the number of opponents you have, so that's usually going to be 3. But it also has a little sacrifice ability. 1 and a black, sack a creature. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. Looks like the lady from Home Alone Part 2 with the damn pigeons. Nothing like taking out an indestructible fatty with an old lady and her rodents. Then you have this old bald fella out there, Endrixar, the Master Breeder. This guy's 4 and a black, legendary creature, human wizard. It's a 2/2. Whenever you cast a creature spell, create X 1/1 black thrall creature tokens, where X is that spell's mana value. When you control 7 or more thralls, sacrifice Endrixar. He's the creator of life, the bringer of death. Looks like your humble host Nikki G, if I'm being honest here. Great token producer. And if you have a sack outlet, get rid of those thralls for fun and profit, keep the guy out there. Now for sacrifice outlets, we have the old standbys like Viscera Seer, Carrion Feeder. This is a budget deck, we're bracket 2, you know, so no Ashnod's Altar or Phyrexian Altar, but those are good ones if you have them lying around. But check this guy out, he's relatively new, the Stormclaw Rager. It's 1 and a black, creature ogre warrior. It's a 2/2. Has 1, sacrifice another creature or artifact, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature, draw a card. Activate only as a sorcery. This costs a little bit, you know, 1 generic mana, so it's not as good as the free sacrifice outlets, and it's not instant speed, which I talked about before, but it is an interesting card as a turn-by-turn draw engine. This card is an excellent little sacrifice outlet, the Priest of Forgotten Gods. It's 1 in a black, creature human cleric. It's a 1/2. Has tap, sacrifice 2 other creatures. Any number of target players each lose 2 life, sacrifice a creature of their choice. You add double black and draw a card. The Orzhov are not the only religious tradition on Ravnica, nor the oldest. This card is so cool, man. Check out the background there. There's some dead bodies hanging upside down. You didn't know that, did you? You didn't notice that. That's where she gets all her bones and ritual materials, the blood of the bones and the meat pots. You know, helps keep the board clear. As far as payoff and drain, we have the usual suspects. We have Zulaport, Rave Daddy out there. We've got Bastion of Remembrance, Mirkwood Bats, Marionette Apprentice, that's another good one. But we have a new one here, the Venerated Storm Singer. This guy's 3 in a black, creature or cleric. It's a 3/3. Has mobilize 1, so whenever it attacks, create a tapped and attacking 1/1 red warrior creature token. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Whenever this creature or another creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Beefy dude in some robes. He's got that mobilize. Neat new addition to budget Aristocrats. I like this card a lot, actually. And that's the deck, brother. It's $40, less than a pre-con, and you can mix and match up to 7 commanders. Works great, trust me, I'm on the internet, you know, or you can try it out for yourself. Anyways, I love you guys. You guys are the sweetest boys out there, and I love you to death. Nikki G, Better Commander, signing off.